Hey, how's it going, guys? I hope you had an awesome weekend. I definitely did. And yeah, there's a few things I want to go over with you guys today. So during our last video, we were talking about Bitcoin potentially going to break to the downside if the total market cap of crypto were to lose its momentum. And it did. And then Bitcoin broke to the downside. And another thing I want to go over in this video is potential trade opportunity for OP. And I'm going to dissect it a little bit. It was a signal that I gave to the community. And we also went over it together in the trade hunting elite call. So yeah, we're going to go over quite a few things today. Hope you guys enjoy that. And if you do, then stick around. All right, cool. See you on the inside. All right. So if we go over to, let's first dissect what happened on the hourly time frame. So on the top left-hand side here, we'll just zoom in a little bit. All right, cool. So we got this formation here that we were looking at before. We broke to the downside. There was a confirmation rejection here. Most traders would have entered off of this candle right here after it closed. And if you missed out on this opportunity, then you had a second chance right about here. And typically, you want to put your stop loss above the point of control, which we were talking about in the last video. Once we got this rejection, we actually confirmed downtrend resistance that we could track. And basically, whenever you enter a trade, and the first thing you want to do is try to measure the momentum, and that way, if things start to go against you, you can use that momentum as an early warning sign to tell you to get out. And right about here is where basically most traders should have gotten out, right about here. But now, yeah, we basically broke out of a rising wedge formation to the downside. They typically go to the bottom of the formation. So right now the technical target is 22,930 roughly. However, that downtrend level resistance that we were talking about is now trying to act as support. But yeah, let's go over this on a different chart really quick. I'm just going to jump over to my primary chart. So I already entered a short off of a confirmation on the 15-minute time frame. So right here, if you zoom out a bit, this is the same rising wedge that we were talking about. So this acted as a confirmation rejection right here. I entered right about here, where the short position tool is showing you. However, once we lost this momentum, I got out early for a quick 0.2% gain, which isn't much, but I figured if I can get out and just protect my capital, which is your number one priority when you're trading, is always to try to protect your capital. If you start seeing a loss of momentum of the downtrend when you enter a short, you should get out early, because then it can just end up hitting your stop loss needlessly, right? Anyways, and I also thought that maybe I can get a better opportunity to enter at a different location. So right now, as it stands, I'm not going to make that decision whether or not I want to enter the short again. But of course, if you guys are part of the community, I'll let you know with a quick signal. And if anyone was a part of the copy trader, this was a copy trader trade as well. All right, cool. So yeah, same kind of thing. We have the technical target around the same level. We want to undercut the point of control. So roughly the technical target's around 22,960 for me right here. All right, cool. So that's Bitcoin's price action. Let's go over really quick with the DXY. So last time we were talking on the video on Thursday, we were talking about how, Bitcoin's likely going to continue to drop as it did until we got to this top of this range at 105.36. And now we're starting to tweeter top and get that resistance. And I stated that if we end up getting this resistance, we might maintain this range and build a right shoulder for an inverse head and shoulders. If that were to occur, then there's going to be a lot more bearish activity for Bitcoin. So basically what you might most likely see is some bullish activity short term as the DXY drops because it's inversely correlated, and potentially create a right shoulder, and then you would have this inverse head and shoulders. The technical target for something like this is basically from the support level to the neckline resistance. And then you'd have a technical target of roughly around 109.55, roughly 110. And this is a really important level of resistance right here. However, we also have this downtrending level of resistance that most likely will stop it from hitting its technical target. So keep that in mind if you're trying to inversely trade against the US dollar. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the US dollar. That's all I can see in the charts in terms of warning signs for potential trade entries. If we lose this range, we'll most likely come back down, and 101 will likely act as support again. All right, cool. So that's the DXY, everything you should be aware of. If we go over to the S&P 500, we can see that basically, like I said, it's inversely correlated with the DXY, just like Bitcoin is. And we're kind of trying to test this as support. We got a good, decent support bounce right here. And now we're kind of consolidating with wacky price action at this area of interest right here. Now, if we actually get the strong support bounce, the technical target is still up here at 4,800, which is pretty intense. But we have to combat where all these white lines I have on my screen with these horizontal levels of resistance are levels that we need to watch along our path to that target, because it could interrupt our way up there easily. So the next level that we're watching, if we get the strong support bounce here, is basically the retest of 4166. See how it acts off that. If it does poorly, it could potentially create a double top. Hopefully not. However, it could easily just consolidate and create a pennant as well, because we just had that pump. And so we'll see how it reacts to this resistance. And we got a lot of time before we actually probably retest that. So we got the early warning sign here. And if this ends up breaking above it and we get the price action, show this as acting as support, the next level we have to watch is 42.89. But like I said, we'll probably be going over the charts many times before it even retest this level right here. I'm hoping that it at least comes up, and based on the price action behavior that we can see, we could get a soft rejection right here, and then build this as the heart line for a potential formation here, and then have the uptrending support and get something like that. But that's just predictive price action based on the current behavior of the candle structures. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully we get that strong support bounce here, and then we see Bitcoin start to rally along with it. Going over to the total market cap. Yeah, we were talking last time, if we lost this momentum right here, that we would most likely break to the downside with the formation that we were previously looking at. And we did. We ended up breaking to the downside, and we overhit our target. And now we may actually build a rising wedge structure with the total market cap for crypto as a whole. And if that were to occur, basically we'd have to successfully break this downtrending level of resistance that's been weighing down crypto since 3 trillion, which was the all-time high. And if that plays out, if we end up breaking above this, we could start seeing the price exhaustion, which usually occurs from a rising wedge formation, and that could bring us down to retest this downtrending level of resistance to act as support. We'll see how that plays out. But right now, yeah, you got a hard rejection against the downtrending level of resistance, and hopefully it tries to retest it and breaks above it. But if not, then we can just react to it. If we lose this momentum, we can react to it, and we can start seeing some bearish activity in the charts and use that confluence to help us with our short positions. All right. All right, cool. So that's everything going on for Bitcoin. Nothing too dramatic right now. We're just sitting on the sidelines waiting for certain things to happen so we can react off of it. Now, I did enter a short today from this rising wedge right here. We got a confirmation on the 15-minute chart. So you can see we came up. We got we met this strong point of control on the VPVR, and in confluence with that, we also met this uptrending level support to react as resistance. I entered a short around here. However, I'm a very reactional trader, so if I start if there's something that shows me that there's momentum being lost in a position that I'm in, I will get out to secure your capital, because your goal when you're trading is always protect your capital first. So you don't want something, even though you have a stop loss in place, you don't want it needlessly hit. So if you are entering a short or a long, the first thing you want to do is track the momentum of that position, because you might be able to exit the trade and then get a better entry later. So that's what I'm aiming for right now. Is I got a pretty easy 0.2% gain, which isn't very much, but if you compound and let your account grow, it has a great impact over your account long term. So right now I'm looking for a potential additional additional rejection to enact off another trade instead. But yeah, the technical target is still the same around here. 22,960 is the location that I'm aiming to take profits, with a point of control along the way at 23,100 that could keep you from hitting your technical target, because points of control on the VRPP will basically act as a huge block where they tend to act as support and resistance quite often, or trap you in a state of consolidation, and then that consolidation will build a formation, and that acts like that formation will help dictate whether or not there's going to be a reversal or a continuation, depending on which formation is built and which direction it breaks. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. Nothing to write home about right now, but if it comes up here and retests this downtrend level resistance and gets a strong rejection, then I might use that as a better entry for my position. All right, cool. And if you're part of the copy trader, then you know that you're going to make money along the way by it copying my trades. All right, cool. And I also want to go over a signal I did for the community, OP. So we'll go over OP and see if that opportunity is still available. All right, so going on the Binance chart because it has the most data for this asset. So with the OP signal, I basically stated that if we lose this momentum right here, this uptrending level momentum, let's go in the hourly time frame. It could be an early warning sign to get out of a long position if you entered along near the support bounce and to begin a short. So what I kind of want is price action to develop further closer to the top of this range, this formation right here, before entering, because then you get a much better risk to reward ratio. But however, we might actually get the opportunity now as we speak, because you can see we developed this double top. It broke the neckline already. It's coming up right now on the hourly to confirm it as resistance. If it confirms it as resistance, this would be the short entry. The technical target for the double top, let's see if we grab that really quick. So this is the neckline here. This is the resistance right here. You grab a trend line between the neckline and the resistance. And this is where you get your technical target. Now, double tops, they typically give you a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. If I were to pull out the stop loss tool or the quick short position tool, like even if you got a perfect entry from a breakout, yeah, you're looking at as a 1-to-1 right there, basically. So we also lost momentum, so it most likely will exceed past this technical target and retest this level right here, the bottom of this range at $2.70. And then if it doesn't maintain it as support and acts as resistance, then we'll most likely just revisit this this uptrending level support right here. And this as a trade will give you a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. However, if we end up revisiting, if we somehow recover within the next 6 minutes, we need the candle to close back up in this uptrending level support. But if we end up recovering within the next 6 minutes and we get back up above here, we start uptrending again, and this acts as resistance, then that could be the best opportunity for a short position by scalping this formation itself, by putting your stop loss above this wick resistance and then shorting it to the bottom of the formation here. But yeah, there's nothing yet to confirm. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, so the hourly is showing that there's got a doji formation, so like a doji candle, sorry. So this represents indecision right now, so we would need another candle showing a strong rejection off this level before entering. But we're right at a point of control. Let's get the rectangle tool. Yeah, so we always consolidate at this level here. So you want to get out of the consolidation range before entering a short. All right, guys, I think that's everything I got for you. If you wanted to enter a position off this, I highly recommend, if you want the best opportunity, to wait until price action potentially develops at the top of this formation If you start seeing a double top like you did over here on the left-hand side, that's the best time to enter. We had a double top here as well. If we create another double top or a head and shoulders, anything like that, and it breaks to the downside, then that could be your confirmation rejection for the short position for OP. Cool, guys. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to me in the Discord, and have yourself an amazing day. Thank you.